This is Eddie Nooncaster. He went hiking on the Appalachian Trail in North Georgia, Amicalola Falls State Park, excuse me. That's where, right near where the trail starts. That's the southern end of the trail. He left on the 14th of February, and by the 19th, or by just a couple days later, nobody had heard from him or anything, and his family and his friends were getting very concerned about him, so they began to do a search. That was a couple days later. Dawson County authorities received a call from a friend of Nooncaster expressing concern for the hiker's health, that he wasn't communicating or anything. Shortly after that call, Nooncaster himself called the Dawson County 911 and was interviewed by an on-duty battalion chief, according to Thompson. He sounded confused. Following the interview with Nooncaster, authorities mobilized to search but were unable to find any sign of the hiker. Then, on February 17th, a couple days, 3 days after he started his hike, they located some of Nooncaster's personal belongings near the hike-in trail. Efforts to find Nooncaster continued with 6 K-9 teams searching a large grid area along the approach trail in Amicalola State Park, and then the weather deteriorated. Despite more than 130 searchers and additional resources from Georgia agencies, folks were searching all over the place. Finally, on the 19th, in a rugged, inaccessible area of the park, they found his body. So obviously he had some sort of health issue. He got disoriented and even called 911 in a confused state. And I don't know. So I guess, I would imagine maybe some sort of low blood sugar event or something like that. Very sad, very sad. But anyway, older guy, But it's good. It's good that, older folks are hiking, and I don't know. My guess is it just sounds like some sort of a low blood sugar event, and he got confused and got disoriented and probably laid down, and that was it. I don't know. We'll see if we can find any updates on this, but very sad news there. A number of news sources say that Nooncaster's they were doing an autopsy to determine Nooncaster's cause of death. Who knows? It could have been anything from a stroke to low blood sugar, anything like that. They said he was only he was only a mile away from the trail, so that he had gotten disoriented. And anyway, here's another interesting thing about this story. There was a press conference held there, right in Amicalola Park, and
a brief story. You heard me introduce Wesley. He's the brother of Eddie that we were looking for. And Wesley, like a lot of family members, wanted to be a part of the search. And yesterday, he and one of his friends were actually on the hike-in trail. And while on that trail, they came across another distressed hiker. And they were able to assist that hiker out and back down to the visitor lodge. And I really think it's something that, says a lot for Wesley's character, that here in a time of his own family's tragedy, that he was able to help another man back down to safety.
That is amazing. That is rather amazing, yeah. Again, be careful when you're out on the trail, especially alone. You can get disoriented. You can have a health issue. Eddie was able to call 911, but they couldn't find out exactly where he was. And, he had somehow gotten off the trail and was disoriented. So anyway, sad news, but, it's just another thing to be careful for when you're doing hiking, and especially when you're hiking alone. There have been reports, too. I remember a lady that was hiking the Appalachian Trail. I think it was up in Maine, and she just disappeared. And they searched and searched and searched for her, and she was literally, I guess she had gotten disoriented, too. I think she was in an area where there wasn't any cell reception, and she was found weeks later, passed away. Obviously, was not far. It was like this Eddie story. She was only like a mile from the trail. Again, one of the important things perhaps to get is one of those satellite, sat nav, sat things. You can get these little satellite things where if you get disoriented, if you fall, if you're off the trail, if you break your leg, if you whatever, you know, and you have no cell reception, this thing will send a beam up to the satellite and notify authorities. So that's a good thing to have if you're hiking, especially if you're hiking by yourself. But the fact that the guy got disoriented, yeah, you got to, I've known people that have done that. I've known people that have get low blood sugar, and it's very serious. They'd be driving around, and they're in an area where they know where they're in a familiar area, and they become disoriented. And if you have a candy bar or some instant fix of sugar, you always have to carry that with you. But sometimes you don't even have the wherewithal to say, I need to take a bite of a candy bar to, get my blood sugar up. But it's a very scary thing. Anyway, sad news here, but maybe we can learn some lessons from this situation. All right, folks, thank you for watching Camo Dave News Network here. We'll keep you updated on the latest RV news, camping, and other stuff like that. And yeah, all right, folks, thanks for watching.